right, guys, going to give you a couple of tech tips to make things a little easier in routing these wires for your Thumper Fab roof and your NorthStar. Good. You have this across the mid-span of your roof of your crew. This is just going to pull from your tabs on the top. Now you have this whole harness that used to run across the mid-span of your unit is now going to be relocated to the front of your unit. We have now put the harness that was across the mid-bar mount is now up front. You're going to use the same connections that they were connected to your factory roof as you will in your header here. So once you get this here, you have two options. Wires have been run through the ROPS. We did drill a hole here, remember, about an inch off of the weld to give you enough space. 5/8 hole works wonderfully. Once you pull through, you need to give yourself plenty of room here to be able to plug in under your header. While taking this apart, take extra time to mark your wires accordingly before pulling this plug apart. Obviously, this plug will not fit through the holes in the ROPS. You will have two red wires. One easy way is maybe mark one of the red wires with a Sharpie and the plug that it goes into before disassembling this plug. Make sure that you mark these wires before disassembly. Once you get into the header, running to your power supply that you're going to receive power from now under the hood, you have two options. You can run down the passenger side, which takes a little less wire, but there is a little bit of a risk over there. This air conditioning vent, that tubing, if you knock it loose, it's really hard to get it back together. Make your connections and run through the factory hole, down, pull your wires through here. You can reach behind your steering wheel. You can access this portion of the dash way easier to get to your grommet, run your wire to your pulse bar under the hood. Okay, now that we're done on the driver's side, same thing mostly on the passenger side. You're going to drill your hole, pull your wires forward. Again, you are going to make sure that you mark your wires, be extra careful here while pulling this through. Once again, I do want to mention that Polaris gives you plenty of room to pull the factory wiring through the ROPS to reach up here. Once made the connection here, remember you're replacing what used to come from the back in the center. So this is the connection that you're going to extend with the orange, brown, and red wires, either down the A-pillar here or down the driver's side A-pillar. Because your connection up here is your brown, orange, and red wire. Of course, brown is ground, orange is key power, red is constant power. In extending these wires, it makes it much easier or minimizes confusion if you use same color wires, because you will have to cut these and put butt connectors on, heat shrink them to extend to get to reach your pulse bar. On your factory roof, you had a dome light. You could use that wire to make the extension. When you do your butt connector and heat shrink, it will reach halfway down this A-pillar. You want those connections to be inside your ROPS because they are protected there rather than be exposed up here. All right, oftentimes I get the question what to do with the pulse bar now that we're not using it to supply power with our roof. We see that it works really well if you take this out and you can mount it here. Just remove your wire, bring it all the way down to supply that power. You may want other accessories that you will add later on that you'll need power that's closer to the bed of the vehicle. So mounting it here makes it a good place to where if you have to get in here, the only time you will ever really need to get under this is if you're servicing the fuel pump. So this is a perfect place to put your pulse bar. So in mounting the pulse bar into your tray, you're going to take your wire that did supply from the battery, your pulse bar up here, you can just pull it out, go behind the seat, under your carpet, and about an inch or two behind the carpet, you can drill a hole in this rear panel so that you drop down directly under here and go into the back of your tray.